Del Bros. Alright fellas, so I'm just back home in Runcorn. Oh, it's bright. Because we just got out some food for Mike's birthday, but I'm gonna, with my parents, that's why I'm home. I'm gonna show you a picture of Elder Bro when he's a kid. Look at this one, man. Yes, kid. Chubby little D-ball face, mate. Look at that, man. Loves it. Loves the orals, man. Should I see if I want to see if I can find one of me, man. There's a sick one of me somewhere. This is a picture of me, elder bro, and the real Santa. Yes to the Santa. Juicy. Alright, I got it. Wait for this shit, man. So this isn't the one, but look at this one. Right, now, wait for this one, man. Wait for this. Look at the hair on this. It genuinely look like a little girl. What are we saying about that? Yes. But let's see, as you can see, always had that receded hairline. So, I don't think I'm going bald, man. Unless I do, in which case I'll just be the sickest bald cunt in the fucking world. Anyway, we're back. We did a push session in Body FX gym, because you can't come to Runcorn and not train in the best gym in the fucking world. So we did that, and then we're going out for a Sri Lankan, which I guess is just similar to Indian, eh? It looks like naan kind of breads. So that's it. I'm not gonna film a meal with my family because it's weird, man. So I'll pick up tomorrow. How we doing? Yo people, what is happening? Joey is checking in, right? We got 2 announcements. Well, update / announcement. Number 1 is I've managed to like tie almost all of my hair back, like most of it.
Oh, did you?
And then we've just pinned a bit back, like around the back and sides. So I feel like that's quite a milestone. Let me know in the comments if you feel like I look like a sick fucking guy, man. Second one, we got some horseradish beetroot from M&S. Now I never tried it, I've always been on the sweet fire beetroot from Tesco. Somebody DM'd me saying try the horseradish shit. So we're gonna do it live on cam. That's all to me. Alright, first impression, smells fucking great. Oh, it does smell horseradishy. I like little balls, man. Soft, easy to prong. Oh, it's different. What? Do you know what? I think I'm into it. Oh, it's a complex bouquet of flavours, man. I think I'm into it. I think you'll be into it as well, Max, because we're like wasabi fans, and there is a bearing, like just kind of similarity between the two. So subtle, innit?
Kind of like wasabi, isn't it?
Yeah. You into it?
I like it. I think it's nice in the Tesco one, actually.
Yeah. Do you? Shit. Alright, that was Beetroot O'Clock with Joey D and the infamous Mags. What's happening, people? Look at the camera. Alright, first up, there's a lot of fucking background noise, right? Because the building phase 3 to this building, and so I was gonna wait for it to be over, but that's projected to be like probably 2020 or some shit, or like 2019, and people can't wait that long for the next vlog, man. So I'll get fucking to it, and we'll just deal with the noise, because there's gonna be noise, but it's sound, man. We can all just be like chilled guys and not get fuming about it. So let's do that. I'm gonna finish this vlog here. I know it seems like it's cut short, but I wanted to answer a question that I got in the comments, at least as best I could, of the comments of the last video. And I feel like the potential for me to ramble on for a long time is, well, it's gonna happen probably. So I'm dedicating the full second half of this video to it, and I will pick up again in probably, I'm gonna say, less than 48 hours before the next vlog's up. So I'm gonna read you the question. So let me check the mic's on, because I'd be fuming if it wasn't. Oh, it is. Alright, sweet. Hey Mike, I'm answering a question here. I don't know if you want to get involved in it. There's a lot of shit I want to say, but I'm just going to be sat chatting to the camera. I don't know if you want to be involved, man.
Question.
It's up to you, mate. It's just one that was on a recent video. It's about like Korea and shit. And, like,
Korea?
Well,
North Korea?
not North Korea.
Oh.
Alright. So, question is this. Joey D, I saw in another video that you worked at a bank for 14 months after uni. I just graduated in May, and I've been working at a bank since then, and I feel trapped. I know that sometimes you have to do shit temporarily so that you don't want to do, blah, 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 basically. Do you have any advice on how you were able to escape the 9-to-5 trap? Alright, so I'm gonna just answer the fucking question first, and then I'm gonna digress later, because there might be people who just want to give a shit about that question, and then don't give a fuck about all the other stuff. But I feel like there's a lot of other shit I want to talk about. So first off, I'll just nip that one in the bud real quick. Basically, if you're doing something you don't want to do, you've got two options. You can either save up a fuckload of money, or like a decent nest egg. This is basically what we both did, innit?
Yeah.
Basically saved up enough money to buy ourselves time. I didn't even have a plan when I quit my job, neither did you, did you?
No.
But we just had enough money to buy ourselves the time to sit there and think, well, what the fuck are we gonna do, basically. And enough money to live off for a while. So even when I started online PTing, I wasn't making no fucking money pretty much, but I was making a bit that was just like replenishing a little bit. I was still going, money was still going down, you know. But I just saved up a nest egg to begin with. So that's option one. But if you're gonna do that, then you need to make sure that you believe in your ability to put something in place before you run out of money. Obviously, the more money you save, the greater the safety net. But it's still a risk. But I just kind of thought, well, you know, I saved about probably like a decent amount. I had about fucking 15 grand saved, or 14 grand, some shit like that. And I was probably making, that lasted me though the best part of a year, because I lived with my parents and that before I was making money again. But that's option one, and it's probably the riskier option, depending on how much money you have. Do you want to add anything before we go on to option
actually,
two?
I think the biggest thing people underestimate when quitting the job and diving into that, you know, making something for yourself is how hard it is actually to make yourself work and stick to a schedule the way somebody else would have made you in a job, you know what I mean? So you underestimate your ability to just get fucking sidetracked and procrastinate and shit like that. It's fucking
bit
horrendous.
So basically, do it, you know, think about it logically, and don't think about it after you've watched a motivational video on YouTube. Because that is not, after you've watched a motivational video on YouTube, that is no time to be making decisions on. Because they're not based in rationale, they're based in fucking hyped up
emotion.
Shit. Emotion. So option two is develop something alongside while you're working. Now, you know, you don't need to be a genius to fucking think of these anyway, but that is safer, but it's also a fucking graft. Because if you're doing a 9-to-5 or more,
at the end of the day,
you have to start making money doing something alongside until you are making enough to quit, right?
Yeah.
And on the one hand it's safer, but on the other hand you can't put as much of yourself into it, because a lot of your time is taken up with your work. But I think they're pretty much the two ways, because if you're trapped in a job, you're trapped by money. You know, money is what enslaves us. You know, and money. People say time is money. Yeah, it is. So save up some time so that you've got time to decide and put shit in place and do what you want to do. All right, I think that pretty much answers the question, didn't it?
Yeah.
There was other shit I wanted to talk about, all under the same kind of umbrella because even though they don't directly answer the question, there's still a lot of shit that I want to say. So the first thing I want to say was the whole modern day find your passion spiel out. I feel like it's way misinterpreted. Yeah,
and it's
but not just
question.
misinterpreted.
It's the wrong message.
It's not just interpreted wrong. It's actually put across. It is the wrong message because the message that I think you're kind of given is like, it's as if it's like some Hollywood shit, man. It's like the idea of finding the one. It's like your passion and the one, the things that do not exist. Like you're not born with a preordained passion somewhere inside you. You're not a Kinder egg. Do you know what I mean? You've not just got something inside you that you've got to find, and you don't just sit there and look introspectively. And one day you lift up a fucking rock and there's your passion. Now you're gonna be a fucking poet.
The thing
Do you know what I mean? It's not like, I feel like you're told, and a lot of books and shit like that make it out as if all it is it's like when you were going along the production line, when God was making you, he was just putting passions in, and everyone's got this one thing that they need to discover.
Yeah. It's like you'll have inbuilt tendencies, things you like more than other things. But guess what? If you were born in a different era, nobody went rock climbing as a fucking recreational thing. So what would you have done? You know what I mean? So look at the underlying thing that you like doing. It's not necessarily, boxing. It might just be competitive combat sports as a whole. And boxing, you've just been pushed into through your environment and what you've been born into.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more a case of, in the same way as like the one thing. It's not, instead of discover what it is, you have to create a passion. You have to obviously try things. That goes without saying, but not just like. But don't just try things and expect them to feel fucking great first time you do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
the behind the
like
scenes.
as if like, oh, this is me passion now, because there might be things that you try that maybe you don't like them that much, but you're pretty good at them, or maybe you like them but you're not that good at them. You should give everything a fair chance and persevere enough, because you can get better at the things you like, or you can grow to like the things you're good at.
Exactly, the two things there. Because if you start getting positive feedback for doing something that you're good at, and you see that you can make an impact in that like area, and people start like supporting you for it and stuff like that, and you get like real feedback, not just like an echo chamber type overly positive feedback, like real results in it, then you'll start to make like a reward thing in your brain. What's it called? Like a reward loop or something.
Yeah.
And you can just do that. Or on the other hand, you might like stuff where your actual inbuilt tendencies and stuff like that don't really lend themselves to it. Like, I fucking like reading about history, but I'm not going to go do a history degree because I probably don't have the focus to carry through with a degree and a PhD or whatever. Like, in theory I could, but I just wouldn't.
Yeah. Point is, don't try and just meditate until passion pops up into your head and that's the one thing. You just have to try things and try them for long enough, right?
Yeah.
And at some point you'll have to decide when you've give it enough time. You have to decide when to say, right, well, I'm actually not getting any better at this, or I am good at this thing, but I don't feel like I'm growing to like it or love it any more than when I first tried it. And choosing that point of when to cut it loose, that is at your discretion, which is the challenge of life. You decide. That's the bit in the middle that no one else can decide for you, isn't it? That's the bit where you have to actually apply your own personal fucking judgment, which is shit that nobody can do for you, man. So that was the first thing I want to say about find your passion thing. Like, you probably don't have one, man. You just like, when you're 12, you just like M&M's and wanking. That's it. You know what I mean?
Or you like Eminem and wanking.
Yeah.
either way, you're definitely like wanking.
Definitely. Love wanking and timeouts, man.
Yeah, I love a puffin. Your dad doesn't get penguins.
Yeah. So look at the
Anyway.
underlying things because there is you can be self-aware and know what you're better at than other things, but again, it's not necessarily like you might think you're good at like sketching or drawing, but actually a deeper level is like you've actually just got really good attention to detail and like precision and things like that, and that's like a more underlying broad skill that's within you and not necessarily
Let me do a example applying to myself. Is it the fact that I like filming myself? Is it the fact that I like being on camera? Or is it just actually, is the underlying thing the fact that I'm very much a people person and like to feel like connected to people and around people and surrounded by people? And is that also why in previous lives I've felt a keen interest in graft? There's the common denominator.
Yeah.
You know, which is, so if you peel it back to why.
Exactly,
you know,
yeah. And if you can find that more of the, look at the broader level thing that you like or that you're good at, then you have more options, like more like surface level options and directions to go in.
Of course, yeah.
Because then it doesn't have to. You don't have, like, if being a rock star doesn't work out, you could be a fucking stand-up comedian or something else, like where you're performing in front of people. Maybe it's the performing in front of people that you like, not necessarily being a fucking rock star or something.
Exactly. What else did I want to say? I wanted to say about I don't really like it how there's such a 9 to 5 like stigma these days out.
Yeah.
9 to 5s get the bad rap, and like nowadays you're only cool if you're fucking some internet entrepreneur, 10k a day, sat on a beach, and you're sending 3 emails a day, making bare till, and you've got an internet business that teaches other people how to have an internet business. Isn't that the thing, man?
Yeah.
Everyone's just teaching other people how to get rich.
Life coach.
But I hate it how nowadays that's the only thing that's cool, and if you're in a 9 to 5, automatically, oh, you're this fucking like square cunt, you're this drone, you're just a cog in a machine. That's stupid and it's bullshit. It doesn't have to be, you know, if you're engaged with it, it doesn't have to be any less satisfying. And the trouble with that is that people who are in 9 to 5s then think, they start thinking like that, this is the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And must be this. It's a culture and a society that breeds discontent, right? In more way, but this is just one way that it applies. But and I don't think it's a conspiracy. I just think it's a side effect of how our society has evolved, that right now we have a generation of people who are probably just a little bit dissatisfied, man, because you kind of conditioned to feel that way. Like I say, not in a conspiracy, let's all smoke weed and talk about how Twin Towers was an inside job thing, but you know what I mean. Actually,
just the way
let's
it
not
plays
get into
out.
Twin Towers
Just the
anyway.
way it plays out.
But the point is, it breeds dissatisfaction, and I don't know why that is, but what the dissatisfaction results in is people attribute it. Well, it results in a fucking consumerist boom, because everyone's like, fuck, I feel like there's something missing, I feel like there's something wrong, I'll go buy some shit, I'll go on this fucking holiday, I want to stay in this sick place, when I get to Bali everything will be fine. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be in that mindset of when I do this it's going to make me feel like that. You know, that's one thing. I'm digressing a lot, but I'm going to keep going. The other thing is, we blame it initially, something feels wrong and you think the go-to things are, it's my relationship, so people just go out, start smashing brasses, swerve the bird when really it's them that's the problem, or it's my job, so let's fucking create this big negative attitude towards my job, go into the office feeling like, I hate this fucking job. You know what I mean? And you bring the negativity to the job, man. And I just feel like the whole stigma has to you have to let go of it and not be such, just don't be at the whim of the trend of what's cool, man. You know, you can be, even if you're not working for fucking SpaceX, or you're not doing medical research, or you're not doing something that's immediately impactful. You just might be a sick cunt in HR for a big fucking tax firm, man. But you might make the people around you in your team, you might make their lives a little bit better by being a sick cunt. You know, and you can find meaning in there, because ultimately, if you're going to talk about, if you're going to be pissed about how you're going to sprint for the tram, I'm loving that, man. Guys sprinting for the tram. You know, you can't. Yeah, if you zoom out, basically what I'm saying is everything becomes insignificant if you zoom out. Julius Caesar's going to be insignificant one day. So is fucking Elon Musk. So is like, you know, Donald Trump. Everyone's going to be insignificant if you zoom right out. You know, and if you kind of accept that, then you realise that you've got to bring meaning to it. You've got to give it meaning, rather than walking into your job and thinking this should give me meaning. Do you know what I mean? That's a receiver attitude, man.
Take your passion with you. Like it's better being number 5, 6, or 7 in a company that's doing massive things, or in a team or something, than like quitting your job and then finding out the hard way that you can't fucking make yourself work, and you can't like work for yourself, because it's a not everyone can fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like the most fulfilling time in my life, I was working a fucking 9-5 in like a tiny fucking office in the arse end of a warehouse. But I had sufficient flexibility with my job. I liked the people I worked with. I had some impact in the team that I was in, and to the bigger picture, the company goals and stuff like that. And I was able to utilise some of my best, you know, inherent sort of skills and tendencies in that job role. I had sufficient spare time outside of my 9-5, you know, weekends, evenings, to get sufficiently fulfilled in my hobbies and interests. And I had a part-time job that I fucking loved as well. So, you know, that's just an example of how it can play out.
That brings me onto a point nicely, actually, that I wanted to make about how your job, there's so much emphasis on it these days, your job doesn't have to be the ultimate like giver of meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't have to be the ultimate provider. Like that your job doesn't have to be your purpose. Some people's purpose is to fucking raise 2 kids that turn out sound, man. Some people's purpose is to pick fucking litter out that canal so that geese have a better life, man. Or some people's purpose is some mad extracurricular shit and climbing every mountain in the Himalayas or some shit like that. The point is, your job doesn't have to be the thing that brings meaning. You can find meaning in so many other places, and if you can do that, then you'll be alright with just being alright with your job. If it's just okay, man.
If it brings in the money and that.
If it's just okay and it allows you to do other shit, then that's fine, man. As long as you're finding some meaning and some kind of purpose and some kind of engagement, stimulation with life somewhere, then it may be a job, but it doesn't always have to be. You know what I mean? And you know, I feel like that'd be a good thing to just keep in mind, because it doesn't. If you kind of accept that it might not be the primary source of meaning, then at least it probably won't be your primary source of discontent and feelings of dissatisfaction. You know what I mean? Because it's only that expectation. It's the expectation that fucks you over every time.
Yeah,
man.
it is.
It's only that expectation.
Disappointment
that is bringing this grey cloud, man. You know what I mean? It's false expectations. And shit doesn't.
It's false perceptions of things that drive people mad.
I feel like it's
not things themselves.
Exactly. It's always the.
Seneca.
Well, yeah, you know. I think that there's probably a lot more shit I wanted to say, but I can't, unless I'm gonna have to actually script shit.
Yeah.
I can't remember it all. It's just impossible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like that was okay though. I feel like we
more or less covers it, I think. Yeah.
So
we're not saying quit your job. We're not saying don't quit your job either.
We're saying you have to be a human
decide.
and decide. Yeah. I think that was sick. Alright.
I would like to pick shit out of the canal and make it better for the geese.
Well, it's sound, mate.
I don't
mind. You know what I mean?
my hands.
You know what I mean? This is the loop. This is the. It's what we were talking about the other night.
I've actually been. I'm not even messing on this subject. I've actually been having thoughts. Like sometimes when I clean the kitchen, like wipe the top or whatever, I'll be like, "That's sound," you know, just like going like that and making a difference. I think it'd be sick being a cleaner, man. I actually wouldn't mind fucking mopping floors and shit.
Well, I know what I mean.
Not even messing.
Oh, there is like something about manual labour shit.
You're fucking janitor jock.
It's alright, man. Yeah. I'm gonna cut it anyway, so see you later, peeps. I hope that was some kind of use. Final take home point is we don't fucking have a clue about anything, so if you don't want to listen to us, that's fine.
Yeah, we are dumb. Like,
you have to exercise your own judgment.
Dumb, understand
decide
that.
Whether we.
No one is smart. We're all actually dumb. It's just like dumb. Very dumb.
Alright, I'm gonna get back to me day vlog I'm recording today, so in a bit.
Delaney is my hero.